as I was saying, looking at the mathematical foundations of any in computer science. So, अगर security, computer security related चीज़ों में interested हो, तो उसमें cryptography वगैरह would be critical part of it. तो मुझे in general algorithms and complexity theory उन चीज़ों में interest है of theoretical CS. So yeah.
ओके चलो थोड़ा आपकी आवाज़ क्लियर हो गई है, सो लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट वाज योर मोटिवेशन और इंस्पिरेशन फॉर चूजिंग दिस फील्ड ऑफ रिसर्च दैट यू सेड थ्योरेटिकल कंप्यूटर साइंस? तो आपको कहाँ से आइडिया आया कि यू वांट टू डू दिस? और
एक सेकेंड. So I think मेरे साइड से अब थोड़ी सी सिद्धांत, just give me a few seconds.
ओके ओके
यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा वॉइस कनेक्शन इसमें वीक हो रहा है, तो मैं दूसरे इस कनेक्शन से ज्वाइन कर देता हूँ.
हाँ ओके ओके. तब तक कीर्तिक, हेलो कीर्तिक, यू कैन
Yeah.
म्यूट योरसेल्फ. हाँ, सो लेट्स टॉक टू
So,
कीर्तिक तब तक.
okay. First of all, I would be thanking you, Siddhant, and the IEEE Space Society for having me on this platform.
मोस्ट वेलकम.
Hello.
हाँ हेलो हेलो.
Yeah, am I audible?
या यू आर ऑडिबल.
Okay. So, yeah, just let's begin.
हाँ, ये रहा.
या लेट्स बिगिन.
Yeah, just a second. So my Wi-Fi is a bit weak, so I'll just I join. Okay, am I audible right now?
यस यस यू आर ऑडिबल.
हाँ. Am I audible?
हाँ हाँ, नाउ यू आर क्लियर.
ठीक है. हाँ सिद्धांत, what was the पिछला question?
Uh,
Please.
what we will do is we will go to Kirtik and ask him the first question that we asked you, and we'll proceed
Okay.
one on one. Okay. So Kirtik, what is your field of interest of research or
Oh,
PhD?
Okay, so currently I'm focused on working on two areas of it's a two niche areas.
Okay.
So the first being biomedical sensors, that too being flexible and printable,
Okay.
and the second one is focused on hardware security. And to be specific, it's mostly about physically unclonable functions. So these two areas are my current areas which I'm exploring into. So these are my research topics right now.
Okay. And what was your motivation for choosing the field computer science? From where did you get the idea that you want to explore the field or do research in this field?
Siddhant.
Yes, Varun.
Did you ask me something? I lost the voice for a minute there.
I asked for choosing this field, the theoretical computer science field.
Okay. By the way, I'm just maybe for some time. I was saying I'm just cutting off my video because that might be causing some bandwidth issues. Yeah, I'll just continue with my voice for now.
Yeah, you can continue with this. Go ahead. Hello, Varun. Is there some issue from my side? Hello, Varun.
Is he online?
Yeah, it shows that he's online, but I'm not sure. Okay, we'll just talk to Kirtak in the time he's. Hello, Kirtak.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So, what was your motivation or inspiration to join or to pursue this field of bio uh,
So yeah,
critical
so
control? Yeah.
basically I got into this, got the exposure of research and on this development in my like starting of my third year.
Okay.
So during that time, I was involved with a research firm working on renewable energy sector, and then I moved on to nanotechnology. And as I was progressing with the works, I realized that it's more of like a computational kind of thing because nowadays it's all computational. It's
Mm-hmm.
all running, all the research works are running on simulation and results. So you get the results like in a span of quick time. So if you go to like 10 years back from now, so people used to do real experimental sciences. So
Okay.
after that, spending like quality of time, like about spending months and years, then they used to get the results. But nowadays, it's not like that, and due to that, there are some issues which have been reflecting in the quality of research. So what I felt the motivation where it came for me is like I want to do get into some experimental sciences and also be with the current trend. So I got interested into material science. So that is what like instigated me to take this research field, and that
Move
too with
further.
the research areas which I mentioned earlier.
Say, great. So, what were the biggest challenges in your field? So, not only what you faced, but what do you think are the challenges overall? Let maybe it is the structure that is structure of the industry, that is the nanotech or the biotech. वो उस इंडस्ट्री का
Mhm.
स्ट्रक्चर खराब है या उसमें फंडिंग कम होती है. These can be the challenges. Or what were,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
also what were the challenges that you faced in your journey? So your
So
challenges
basically,
specifically and the challenges of the industry.
if someone who is new to this like environment and is trying to get into this field to get some exposure and experience, it is quite a bit difficult if you are aiming to get into industry type of research experience,
Okay.
because those guys won't take fresh graduates or people as interns because there are safety concerns and there are some privacy issues which they don't want to get leaked. So
Okay.
getting into industry is like a bit difficult for us as a graduate, and getting into academia kind of research institution is fairly much easier, but still again you also need to face a lot of competition because there is tier 1 and tier 2 colleges who are also doing top quality research work, so you need to get a way into that system. So that is one challenge, that is you have to break through that barrier.
Okay.
So it is like a factor of luck also plays into this,
Okay.
that you are able to get into that system because it's very difficult for us to get from this like from a lower tier of colleges. So that is pertaining to industry and academia kind of research. And the problems which I faced personally is like the same thing. You have to break the barrier at
Yeah.
first.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, you need to get responses from, like, you need to send a dozen of mails to professors so that they respond back to you.
Okay, okay.
And to do that, you need to build up upon your profile so that you have some evidence of work that you can like justify that yes, I am this person and you can hire me based on my qualifications. So getting through the system is itself a big challenge.
Okay.
So this is where I face the problem, and I managed to get into it.
So nice. So, what do you want your research to transpire into? So, what do you think would be the end goal for you? So, like it's for
Mhm.
Elon Musk, it is to reach Mars and start a life on Mars. So, what is the goal
Mhm.
for you in that sense?
So I will begin with this statement that if we see the kind of research work which goes on till like now, it's been changing a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it would still take time. That is that most of the work which they do is remaining in paper kind of work. It does not goes beyond the documentation part. You write a paper, you go to conferences, and you get citations. That is what is more valued across the globe, not
Okay.
only in India, but across the globe.
Okay.
But in India, it is still a considerable factor because here we again get back to that learning and grading system. Because if you do PhD, then you again have to get marks, and there you don't get marks based on your examination. There it depends on the quality work, research papers, and citations which you earn.
Okay.
So this is one thing. And apart from this, what like uh, that's all I think is there to mention in this.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you think is the process for any newbie, for example, anyone who is listening right now, कोई इस फील्ड में जाना चाहता है तो उनकी कैसी थिंकिंग प्रोसेस होनी चाहिए एंड इट इज़ नॉट ओनली बेस्ड टू योर फील्ड इट कैन बी टू
Hmm.
द होल रिसर्च फील्ड लाइक अगर मैं रिसर्च में जाना चाहता हूँ तो मेरे को कैसे सोचना आना चाहिए हाउ शुड आई परसीव थिंग्स हाउ शुड आई ऑब्जर्व थिंग्स हाउ शुड आई कंक्लूड थिंग्स ऐसे तो व्हाट शुड बी द थिंकिंग
Just
प्रोसेस फॉर दैट
I would just like to one add one more point which I missed for
हाँ
the prior question.
ओके ओके
That is like we have to move extend beyond the paperwork. That is, if you're finding something new, you have to make sure that it is converted into a really usable product. That is what an engineer does. So engineering plus research should the aim of an engineer plus a researcher together should be to generate new knowledge and make it
डेवलप
into a useful product
यूजफुल
also.
प्रोडक्ट
That should be the end goal.
गुड प्रोडक्ट द दैट द कम्युनिटी कैन यूज उसके
Yeah,
लिए अच्छा प्रोडक्ट
usable form. The knowledge should be usable by everyone.
यस यस ओके सो should I repeat the question? What is the thinking process one should have for to go into the research field? How should one perceive things and observe
So
things
talking
and
about
study things?
this thinking processes, first of all, you need to develop a lot of patience. That is the first thing you have to do before you step into this field. Because be it paperwork or sending emails, you see that all these top higher colleges and all those professors are extremely busy. So first of
Yeah.
all, to break through this academic barrier, you need to send a dozen of mails to like number of people, and from those, like if you send 300 mails, you would be getting probably one or two replies only. That too, they might not consider you.
Okay.
So you have to develop patience, and during the course of paperwork, you have to build the capability of writing a lots of technical content. So technical writing skills, patient building is an important aspect when you get into this field. So that kind of mindset should be developed.
Okay. Great. Okay. So you almost answered the one, or not answered, but mentioned the one topic students think about the most, which is कि सिस्टम की इनएफिशिएंसी से कैसे डील करें जैसे इतने सारे असाइनमेंट देने हैं प्रैक्टिकल फाइल्स बनानी है एंड अपना रिसर्च का इतना पढ़ाई होता है तो वो टाइम कैसे बैलेंस करे एंड ऑल्सो हाउ शुड वी हाउ कैन दे learn to tackle the lack of infrastructure. जैसे आपके पास labs नहीं है नैनोटेक की या
Mhm.
प्रॉपर नॉट लैब्स तो है ही नहीं हमारे पास अपनी लैब्स नहीं
Mhm.
होती जो सब्जेक्ट्स हमें पढ़ने हैं तो नैनोटेक कहाँ से आएगा जिसके बारे में हम रिसर्च करें सो हाउ डू यू थिंक उसके बारे में सो स्टूडेंट्स उसके उसको कैसे टैकल कर सकते हैं
So my personal experience being is like when I talk to the juniors, what they feel conflicting is like they have examinations on one side, assignment work and all those things. And the most common question which comes up is like how to manage internships or any other experience
हाँ
going parallel with your academic. So that is the challenge which covers all the questions over here. So the thing is like you have to be efficient in time management. So you have to give priority to everything. And if you start as early as possible, you could be ahead in the race. So in our college we don't have much infrastructure and those kind of labs, but what I also began my journey from this college itself. So the resources which is available around you, so you have to make the most out of it. So I began with my like the first internship. I got it in my first year itself, that too through a internship camp like fair that was going in our college.
ओके
So from there, the journey began, and from there onwards, I got multiple calls and offers. I went across various institutions, and slowly my network started to expand. So networking is also a key role,
ओके
and networking is has nothing to do with the college you are in. So it is all upon you how you interact and how you reach out to people across your institution. So networking and then time management is like a key role over here. And if and you have to explore things. It is not like for me, I found research and development as a perfect area to get into, but it might be different for some other person because not everyone is the same kind of having the same kind of mentality. So you have to start exploring. You get it like you can go into startup culture, the IT sector, R&D and all those things.
ओके
So you have to explore as early as possible so that by the time of you like reach third year, I say that by the time you reach third year, you should know what you have to get into.
या ओके दैट इज़ अ वेरी गुड पॉइंट सो जो फाइनल हमारा मतलब मेरे साइड से जो फाइनल मेन क्वेश्चन रहेगा विच इज़ टू हाउ टू राइट एन ईमेल टू कन्विंस अ प्रोफेसर टू टेक यू अंडर हिज विंग तो वो ईमेल राइटिंग का आप अपना अपना एक फॉर्मेट बता दो जो आप फॉलो करते हो ताकि किड्स कैन मतलब जूनियर्स कैन लर्न फ्रॉम इट ऑफ किड्स
Okay, so for email, it's I must say that one should learn the art of writing mails
ओके
because professors across in universities don't use the traditional communication platforms. No matter how technologically advanced we are, they still would be relying on mails, and mail is the only medium through which you can connect across to them.
ओके
So to draft a mail, the first important thing is that the subject should be short and crisp, and it should be like you have to go through their research academia, the professor which you are willing to work under. You have to go through his papers and find the area which is closely working and is matching your area of interest. So you mentioned those area, that particular area in the subject itself, like
ओके
interested candidate in
या
XY topic.
ओके
That's all is needed in the subject. Then comes the main body. You just start with like respected sir or madam, or you directly write dear doctor XYZ, whosoever it is, and then you introduce who you are, what's your name, your college, your current degree, what you're doing, like pursuing from where. That should be done within first lines. Then
ओके
you go to the second body of the mail. There you explain in short what you have done about your academic like activities, what trainings have you done, if any awards you have won. You just mention that. That
ओके
should be done in the next para.
ओके
In the third para, you have to mention that you have really gone into their profile, gone through their papers, and you are specifically you have to point out a problem in that paper or area which he is working. It might be your problem, but it should be closely matching to his area of work because no one is going to take you if he is not working in that field.
Okay.
So that should be that is the main part of the body, the third part. And in the fourth, you just write that you have to attach the CV itself. So preparing the CV also plays a role. So just in the last heading note, you have to attach mention him that you are attaching the CV, so that he can go through it, and if possible, arrange for a Skype or some kind of meeting so that if he is interested, he can evaluate you through this platform, and
Okay.
after that he can take a call.
Mm-hmm. Well, like,
And after
during.
after you write the mail, the most important thing is if you are approaching for international professors and all those things,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to take note of the time difference.
Okay.
So mostly professors, it's better that you send the messages as early as possible during the start of the day,
Okay.
because when they go through their inbox, your mail stays at the top, and it catches his eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to take note of the time difference also if you are applying somewhere abroad.
Okay. That is a very good point. So yeah. Anything else that you want to add apart from the questions that we have discussed? कुछ ऐसा जो बच्चों को
So
ध्यान रखना
yeah,
चाहिए?
the this I would like to just mention that just start utilizing opportunities as early as possible. Like create opportunities. Don't wait for like the just don't do for your academic grades like summer training program, and don't get active only during those period of time. Like you have to submit some certificate or some kind of thing. Go into the industry or some kind of startup culture. You have to really go to the field, and then only you would be able to know what exactly is your area of domain. And also, it also helps you to like learn additional things like co-networking and communication skills in with peers, and how to behave with colleagues, and some professional ethics. Professional ethics is a great role. Like if you want to really learn that, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So you have to like just see wherever the possibilities are. And I must say that doing online courses, like too much of online courses, is not going to help unless and until you go to the field, go outside, and really like work into some projects.
Okay. So that is
So
a
just
very good
start
point.
early. Like if you are in the first year, just find opportunities and just start doing it. Something like whatever it is. You don't need the skills. Like many students end up saying that I don't know this technology. How would I get this internship or all these things? So if like make sure that the employer or the person who is you are approaching, you
Yeah.
convince him that you would be able to do it. Like you should have develop that communication skill, like that capability, that the person opposite person is willing and is confident enough that if given some kind of direction, the student would be able to pick up.
ओके. बहुत बढ़िया. बहुत सही आपने पॉइंट्स बताए. थैंक यू सो मच. किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन है जो हमारे साथ अभी जुड़े हुए हैं वेबएक्स पे? किसी एनीवन हैज़ एनी क्वेश्चंस तो प्लीज़ आस्क. एंड अगर नहीं है तो वी कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड टू वरुण रामनाथन. चल, कीर्तिक, थैंक यू सो मच. यू कैन स्टे अगर इफ़ यू हैव द टाइम, और
Yeah, I'm good.
ओके ओके, इफ़ यू वांट टू गो, थैंक यू सो मच.
No, let's hear on to what Varun is saying.
या. हेलो वरुण. तो कैन यू अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ वरुण?
हाँ, I see that.
हाँ हाँ. चलो
Yeah.
लेट्स स्टार्ट. अच्छा, हमने सिर्फ वो हुआ था कि व्हाट इज़ योर फील्ड ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो योर फील्ड ऑफ इंटरेस्ट वाज बेसिकली थ्योरेटिकल कंप्यूटर साइंस. सो यू कैन टेल दैट आंसर अगेन.
Hmm.
आपकी आवाज़ उस टाइम पे कट गई थी.
Okay, so my area of interest is theoretical computer science, which is basically the intersection of mathematics and computer science. Um, and so it's a broad area. जिसमें you have many other subfields of research, just like algorithms, cryptography, quantum computing, complexity theory, formal methods, and so on. So right now I'm mostly interested in algorithms and complexity theory, but in general, yeah, it's broadly theoretical fields.
Okay. So what was your motivation or inspiration behind this field, or for choosing this field? What made you choose this field?
Yeah, so my motivation for getting into this area was partly my interest in mathematics. So even since the school days, I've been quite interested in mathematics. And in college, there were these first few courses, linear algebra and discrete mathematics, and these really helped me realize that. Whatever I do, I want mathematics inside of it. And discrete mathematics, especially, is kind of a stepping stone towards the more typical areas of theoretical CS. So that's kind of how I got my foot in the door. And um, I approached the professor who was teaching me discrete maths, and we started working on a problem. And that's kind of how it started. And that my main motivation for why I'm still sticking to this is because I like the daily nature of doing this. So,
Okay.
I think, I mean, maybe this is a slight digression from what you're asking, but
No, no,
for
please go ahead.
me, the best reason to be doing something is if not just that you're interested in the final goal of it, but that you're also interested in the daily nature of the job. I mean, let's say you're saying let's say you fantasize about getting top theoretical results published, or I don't know, getting the Turing Award or something like that. But if you don't like doing proofs and doing dealing with mathematical ideas on a daily basis, then you're not really going to go anywhere. So, and the fact that I like doing mathematics daily, even if I don't see progress for some time, that motivated me to be in this field.
ओके, दैट इज़ अ वेरी गुड आंसर. एंड सबको बता दूं तो वरुण हैज़ बीन अ इंटेलेक्चुअल बहुत, मतलब वी आर स्कूल फ्रेंड्स और वो स्कूल से ही बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है. सो जो उसने बोला था बीच में फॉर हिज लाइट इंटरेस्ट इन मैथमेटिक्स, सो ही यूज टू डू कैलकुलेशंस दैट we would do in around 20 minutes, he would do in almost 1 minute. So this is how fast he was. So don't so जो उसने modestly बोल दिया कि जो उसका slight interest है mathematics में, so please take it as a big thing. Okay. हाँ, so हाँ आगे बढ़ते हैं. हेलो, मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है सबको?
हाँ, अभी आ रही है. थोड़ा 1 मिनट कट गया था, बट हाँ अभी आ रही है. हाँ, तूने क्या बोला था लास्ट 1 मिनट में?
मैंने बोला था
सॉरी.
लास्ट में दैट कि यू आर वेरी इंटेलिजेंट फ्रॉम द स्कूल टाइम, मतलब हाँ. तो जब हम वी आर
Just
स्कूल बडीज. हाँ, जस्ट
equally as intelligent as Siddhant.
ना ना, वी आर स्कूल बडीज. एंड जो इसने बीच में बोला कि हिज स्लाइट इंटरेस्ट इन मैथमेटिक्स की वजह से इसने ये लिया है, तो इसका इंटरेस्ट इन मैथमेटिक्स ऐसा था कि वी यूज टू टेक 20 मिनट्स टू सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम, और ये उसको 2 या 1 मिनट में करता था. सो दिस इज़ द डिफरेंस. तो आप उसके हिसाब से इसका स्केल लेना. ओके.
हाँ, मैं
सो
I'll also add कि like I said, अभी he's saying कि maybe I used to be fast जब मैं स्कूल में करता था,
हाँ हाँ
but the real reason, if you're staying for research in mathematical areas, at least जो बाकी areas में idea नहीं है, but at least for what I'm doing, you shouldn't be doing it because तुम जल्दी कर सकते हो. You should be doing it कि अगर लेट भी हो जाए still तुम्हें करना है.
ओके ओके. चलो, दैट्स गुड. सो
Okay.
व्हाट डू यू वांट योर रिसर्च टू ट्रांसपायर इनटू? वही एलन मस्क वाला एग्जांपल कि
एलन
फाइनल,
मस्क वाला.
हाँ, फाइनल रिजल्ट क्या चाहिए?
हाँ, तो एलन मस्क के लेवल पे तो कुछ है नहीं.
हाँ हाँ.
सो मेरा लाइक आई सेड, क्योंकि मैथमेटिकल इंटरेस्ट है मोस्टली. सो पर्सनली व्हाट आईड लाइक इज, so even in research, so I'm going to restrict myself to my own area of interest. So in theoretical CS mathematics, research can be of many kinds. Like people can do like people can contribute in research in many ways. For example, there'll be some people who can solve big open problems and so on. They can make technical contributions through that way. Then the other is some people help you find connections between different areas, or maybe they'll help you frame the whole problem in a new way, using maybe new mathematical machinery, which might then help the problem solvers solve the problem. जैसे the first kind of research जो मैंने contribution बोला था, that was जो लोग problem solve करते हैं, but कुछ लोग maybe directly they won't solve problems, but they'll help you frame your problems in some way, or they'll help you find out interesting connections between various areas of mathematics or theoretical CS, so that you can solve problems. Then there's teaching. Some people would say teaching is totally different from research, but in some sense, if the people who teach aren't doing their job properly, then the people who do research can't do their job properly, क्योंकि researchers को भी पहले सीखना है.
Yeah.
And
Teachers
so
are the
these
one
are,
who
and
can clear our basics ना, तो हम basics अगर हमारे clear होंगे तभी हम research अच्छी कर सकते हैं.
exactly. So you need good teachers, good mentors. Even in research, it's possible that some person